Howdy, Svima. Good to see you. It's Sunday here in Nedelya, and it's a rainy, lots of Kisha here, which Kisha is rain, and it's chilly, kind of crappy. I just got back from Belgrade, and I've had a ton of people message me on to make a video on the crisis in Macedonia. So I'm going to, and by no means am I an expert, by no means am I even partly intelligent, okay? But I have an opinion, and I can give my opinions on this channel because you're watching it. You're not forced to watch it. You can hit click out of it if you don't want to hear my opinion and you don't want to hear what I have to say. So don't start, okay? I've got a lot of people in Macedonia, a lot of people in Albania that ask for me to mention this because there's two sides, of course, here that want to be mentioned. While I'm doing it, I'm going to drink a Stella Artois because it's a beautiful Belgian beer that I like to buy for 100 dinaras in Serbia. It's a good beer for 100 dinara. It's a great beer. Anyhow, for those of you who don't know about this region, the Balkan region, used to be here, Yugoslavia. In 1991, Macedonia separated from Yugoslavia. They were actually recognized as a country in 1993. So it's a newer country here. We call it Macedonia. Many people down here, like the Greeks, a lot of Serbians, they don't like to say that word because the Orthodox brothers that surround Macedonia is an Orthodox country also, but the Greeks do not like Macedonians and the Macedonians don't like the Greeks. And it all has to do with history, of course. Anyhow, excuse me for that. But the Greeks like to call Macedonia Fyrom, and Fyrom stands for Former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. And so they don't like to use the word Macedonia. The capital of Macedonia, it's a little country of 2 million people that's bordered by Serbia, the southern part of Serbia called Kosovo, Albania, Greece, and Bulgaria. So that's where it's surrounded by, okay? The population of the southern region of Serbia, Kosovo area, is 90%, some percent, maybe a little bit more of Kosovo Albanians. Then you've got Albania here, so there's a massive amount of Albanians in Macedonia. About 25% of the 2 million people is ethnic Albanians. So there's a big amount of Albanians there. Here recently, about 2 weeks ago, there was a big, massive upheaval going on in Macedonia. There was lots of riots in many different cities, and they say a lot of that was sparked by the government of Macedonia, which has been known to be a corrupt entity. A lot of mafia ties, same with Montenegro, I've heard. You know, there's a lot of corruption down in that part of the world, but a lot of people were angry because the government was supposedly doing something, listening into telephone conversations and such, and so it created upheaval. And the Albanian people in a little place called Kumanovo, which is right by the Serbian border, really close to the Serbian border, there was massive problems. 8 Macedonian police officers were killed. 13, I think it was about 13 or 15 terrorists, they say, these Albanians that came from Kosovo, and a lot of them, they said, were led by former UCK, which is UK, which is the Albanians from Kosovo who were fighting against Serbians trying to get independence. USA had them labeled as a terrorist organization a few years back, until unfortunately we backed them during some of the conflicts here recently in 1999 and such. But anyway, a lot of them came into Macedonia and were leading some of these big riots. But they say 13 of them were killed, like 37 police officers were injured, thousands of people fled from their homes. It was an absolute mess. And so there's lots of things, you know, and there has been some videos that I watched. Some Albanians in Kumanovo and different places meeting with the Macedonian people, saying that they have no problems with each other, that they live there okay, that they get along well together, I mean with the Macedonian people. But a lot of the Albanians in all of these regions are angry about mistreatment, they claim. They say they're not getting treated equally, that they're being downtrodden and treated like crap. And I don't know about that part, so I can't speak about it. Anyhow, there's total chaos. Anyhow, to get to the reason I think, and a lot of people think, that this chaos started, okay? I heard this from a number of friends that I talked to also. They told me about this, and I looked it up, and I believe it now. The Turkish, what do they call it? Turkey gas line, what is that? You know, Russia. They were doing the South Stream, and that was canceled. So then Russia found another way to get oil into Europe like they wanted to. Okay, they're going under the Black Sea, into European part of Turkey, over into Greece, Macedonia, through Serbia, up through here. The United States and many Western countries are totally against this. Obviously, because it gives Russia abilities to reach their oil and lots of money into Europe, okay? And so I think, and a lot of people think this, that a lot of this upheaval in Macedonia, many Western countries were angry at Macedonia for allowing this to happen, for talking about letting them come through Macedonia after lots of Western pressure to tell Macedonia, no, don't do it. But they did it, and they should do it, because it's what would benefit them, and they need all the income and anything like that that they could possibly get into Macedonia. It's a very, very, very poor place. But anyway, what I think, and what a lot of people think, it's kind of a conspiracy theory, but I think a lot of this, this upheaval, all these angry, violent protests and stuff are created by a lot of these Western countries. They funnel in money and different things to some of these groups, and they tell these groups, hey, you need to do this, create some problems. That's what they want to do. They want to stop the investment stuff into Macedonia that are looking to do this, to get this oil pipeline put through Macedonia. So they're creating issues there to create instability, a mess for the government, for the people, for investors looking in to do something, to say, oh my God, there's problems. And a lot of times these Albanians in that region, a lot of them are willing to stand up and argue and throw fits and create havoc, because it's happened in a lot of other countries down there, Not a lot of countries, it happened in Serbia. But anyhow, no offense to the Albanian people, I'm just saying that that's what it seems like. But there is a lot of people saying that labeling the Albanians down there as terrorists, as terrorist actions being committed, and a lot of the Albanians that write to me, they're angry, and they say that's such bullshit. We're just standing up for trying to seek proper treatment by the government because we don't have it. So I don't know which side of the fence you're on, but I really think, and I really do agree, that a lot of that upheaval and that problem is created by the big Western countries because they don't want Russia to get that line through here. Unfortunately, I think that's how it is, man. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But superpowers are superpowers. And in defense of the big Western superpowers, to stay as a superpower, you have to do things. You have to do things that benefit you and that, undermine your opponents in that category, So, unfortunately, that's the way it is. The big man always steps on the little man. And I think it's happening again, okay? My 2 cents. You don't have to believe everything I say, but look it up, open your mind, and try to, look at the situation from a couple different ways, because it'll really help, okay? I don't trust the media sources all in this country here or in the surrounding countries here. I don't trust the U.S. media at all. But I like to look at both of them. I like to look at a few things, talk to a couple people, talk to some Macedonians and some Albanians, get their input. And that's where I'm at now, man. Anyway, that's it. That's my 2 cents. I know I'm going to get hate mail for this, but yeah, biga. Do viđenja.